Today I'll walk you through, step by step, how to use the board view in ClickUp to manage your tasks visually and keep your whole team on the same page. ClickUp is one of the most powerful project management platforms available, and its board view gives you a Kanban-style layout where you can see every task at a glance, drag work across stages, and instantly understand where a project stands. If that sounds useful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a tutorial. And let's get started. The first thing you need to do is open ClickUp and sign into your account. Once you're in, you'll land on your home screen or the last space you had open. From there, look at the left-hand sidebar and select the workspace that contains the project you want to manage. In ClickUp, a workspace is the top-level container for your entire organization, so make sure you're in the right one before going any further, especially if you belong to multiple workspaces for different clients or teams. Next, navigate down through the sidebar to the correct space, folder, or list. Think of spaces as departments or major projects, folders as subcategories within those, and lists as the actual collections of tasks you work from day to day. Before you switch to board view, take a moment to review the existing tasks already sitting in that location. Getting familiar with what's there helps you understand how the board will look once you set it up, and it's a good habit to make sure your tasks are organized before you add a new view. Now, if a board view hasn't already been created for this list, you'll see a row of view tabs near the top of your screen, things like List, Calendar, and Gantt. Click the plus icon, which is usually labeled Plus View, and a panel will appear showing all the available view types. Select Board from those options. ClickUp may prompt you to give this view a name. Something descriptive like Sprint Board or Marketing Kanban works well, especially if your team will be switching between multiple views. Click Add View to confirm, and your board will be created instantly. Take a moment to review the columns that appear. By default, ClickUp groups the board by task status, so you'll typically see columns like To Do, In Progress, and Complete. Each column represents a stage in your workflow, and every task card sits in the column that matches its current status. This visual layout is the core strength of Kanban-style management. You can see bottlenecks forming in real time when too many cards pile up in one column. To add a new task, click the plus task button inside whichever column that task belongs to right now. Type the task name and click Create Task. Once it's created, click on the task card to open it and add the details that make it actionable, a clear description of what needs to be done, a due date, an assign A, and a priority level. Filling in these fields when you create the task, rather than leaving them blank and coming back later, is one of the simplest habits that separates high-performing teams from disorganized ones. Back on the board, you'll see the task card now displays key information at a glance, such as the Assign A avatar, the due date, and the priority color. The most satisfying part of working in board view is drag and drop. When a task moves from one stage to the next, say from in progress to in review, simply grab the card and drag it into the appropriate column. ClickUp automatically updates the task's status the moment you drop it, so your team always sees an accurate picture without anyone having to manually open each task and change a field. It's a small interaction, but it makes daily stand-ups and status updates dramatically faster. Filters are your next powerful tool. Click the Filters button at the top of the board, and you can narrow down the cards displayed by assignee, due date, priority, or any custom field you've set up. This is especially valuable on large teams where one board might hold hundreds of tasks. Filtering to just your own tasks keeps the view clean and focused. Related to this, the Group By option lets you reorganize the columns entirely. Instead of grouping by status, you could group by assignee to see each person's workload side by side, or by priority to spot your most urgent work immediately. If the default fields on a task card aren't enough for your workflow, you can add custom fields, things like budget, client name, or effort estimate. These fields appear right on the card, so you never have to open a task just to check a key piece of information. As work progresses, make a habit of reviewing the board regularly. The movement of cards across columns is your real-time progress report, and spotting a card that hasn't moved in several days is your cue to check in or reassign. Collaboration inside tasks is just as important as the board itself. Use the comment section within each task to keep all communication tied to the work it relates to. This eliminates the scattered Slack threads and lost email chains that derail so many projects. You can also attach files and documents directly to a task, so every relevant asset lives exactly where it's needed. As your workflow evolves, don't hesitate to customize the column order and even rename or add statuses to match the way your team actually works. When tasks are fully done and no longer relevant to daily view, archive them to keep the board clean without permanently deleting the record. And if your team needs to see the same view, share it directly from the view settings so everyone is always looking at the same board. You've now successfully set up and used the board view in ClickUp from start to finish. You can create tasks, enrich them with details, move them through your workflow visually, filter and group them to suit any situation, and collaborate right inside the platform. The next step worth exploring is automations. ClickUp can automatically move tasks or notify teammates when a status changes, saving you even more manual effort. Save this video so you can come back to any step whenever you need a refresher, and I'll see you in the next one.